If I were a rich man. I love that movie. And we're live!
I don't...
What?
I don't understand.
It's Norwegian.
Yeah.
And then it's telling you how to pronounce Norwegian names. Ah! Hello, and we're live! Playing Railroad Inc. Da, 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 da. We are playing Railroad Inc. designed by Hjalmar,
I think.
Hjalmar Hotch and Lorenzo Silva. There's a blue edition and there's a red edition, and it's $20 or $20. And they're roll and write games. Well, this one's a ding and done now.
This one's now $15.
They're roll and write games that you can play individually or you can combine them. They're 1 to 6 players out of the box. They take 30 minutes, ages 8 and up, 7 and up, 6 and up. Depends on the kiddos you're playing, right? But the difference, because this is the number one question, and this is probably the only reason you're watching this video, so this is what I'm just going to say right now. I'm going to say it repeatedly.
The red one goes faster.
No. The difference between these two editions is the mini expansion inside of them, because the mini expansions don't really work together. So you couldn't combine them expansion-wise. You could, it'd be weird. The blue ones expansions are about adding things to your board as per your design. So you can, in the blue one, you're adding rivers and lakes, and whenever you add, it's your choice, it's your decision, you get to do it. With this one.
Agency.
With this one, it's meteors and volcanoes with lava lakes, and you have no choice, and you must deal with what the dice roll you with the lava and the meteors, and this.
So it's disaster mode in SimCity.
Yes.
Yeah, I like that one.
I don't. So we're gonna play both of these tonight, one after the other, so y'all can see what they're like. And if you'd like to play along, you can totally play along at home, because this is one of those games that as long as every player has a player sheet and can see the dice, they can play along. So we're going to play this such that if you want to, you can play along at home. So the very first thing, if you're going to play along, we're just going to start this straight up. Here we go. If you're playing at home, you need to make yourself a 7x7 grid, and the second column, second column, fifth column, and seventh column will have exits, and then the second row, fifth row, and seventh row will also have exits. This is a road, this is a railroad, this is a road, railroad, road, railroad, road. You see the pattern all along, right? So these two on this, these two are roads, these two are rails, these two are roads, these two are rails, these two are roads, these two are rails. Okay? That's what your player sheet needs to look like. And then the very center, the center 9x9 needs to have a fancy little thing so you know that that's the center 9x9. Because there's some significant stuff that happens with the center 9x9. Or 3x3, sorry, that has 9 squares in it. So that is all you need for the player sheet. The only other thing you need is, so this is a handy dandy cheat for scoring at the end, which you don't need to worry about right now. This tells you the dice probabilities. So these 6 are what is on every rail die, okay? And then these 3 are, these 6 are what are on, it's either 2 or 3 of the rail dice. And then these 3 are what are on the other rail dice, okay? And then these 6 on top are all you would need to write down if you're playing at home. And these are special intersections, so make sure you write these down, and they're one-time use a game, and you can only use 3 of them in a game. So if you're playing along, you need these 6 things, and you need them in a way that you can mark them off if you use them. If you're playing at home, and this isn't live, go ahead and pause it now so I can lower my arms. If you're playing live, I'll show you this as we're playing. Okay? So there we go. We're going to start with the blue one because that's the player board I have out. So, Steve, you need a blue player card.
This one seems like it might be a little easier.
The blue one?
Or a little lighter.
Yeah, it's because you're not dealing with the repercussions. And you can play the base game without any of the micro expansions, but we're going like crazy full tilt. So we're going to be playing with both expansions in each copy when we play it.
So when we're done with this one, we'll play that one, which is a little meatier.
With both expansions. Yeah. So we're going to be playing... So normally they recommend you play with the base game first. And the base game is just the white dice, which are the rail dice. And that's all you need for the base game. Then, each box has inside of it 2 mini expansions. The blue box has a river expansion, which is these darker blue dice. And it has a lake expansion. We're going to play with both because we're rebels. We are what you would call rolling rat experts. We are rolling rat experts. Yes. No. I will never make such accent.
Rebel scum.
Yeah, that too. Yeah. Also, hello everybody in Twitch chat. Burp, burp, burp. Oh, 246. Yeah, good job, Philback. I screwed that up hard. The grid is 246. Hey Chad.
Wait, what's 246?
These are 2-4. I said 256. It's 246. I just said 257.
Yeah.
It's 246. Yeah.
246.
I'm tired. Hey Charles. Okay. Focus. Focus on me. Okay, so what's gonna happen in the basic game? Super easy. Every turn you take the 4 rail dice. So every turn, every round, you're just gonna take all the dice for all the things that you're playing and you're gonna roll them. So because we're playing everything, we're gonna take... We could, but like...
Well, I just mean for noise.
Yes. So we're gonna have this in here with this... There's a lot of these floating around in our house. If you know why. Yeah. So we're gonna take all these, we'll roll them, and then I'm going to group them. Oh, see, this is what I was worried about. You can't really make them out because of the contrast. But we can transfer them.
Yeah.
We can transfer them out. So we'll roll where they don't make a lot of noise, and then we'll move them.
Yeah.
We'll move them
we can
out.
adjust the contrast in Logitech.
Yeah. We'll also zoom them in. That will help.
Very nice.
Okay. So, just like the giant gaping hole in our table. So every round you must use the 4 white rail dice, which are these dice, and I'll always put them over here. And then these ones in the blue expansion are always optional. And I will explain these last because you need to know how to use these before these even make sense. So, there we go.
This is going a little wacky.
Focus. Focus on yourself. Something. Focus. Focus. There we go.
There we go.
Manual focus for the win. Okay. So, here we go. Really easy. There are highways, which are just roads, and then there are rail lines, which are these, and then there are these thingies that are special that connect roads to railways. So on your turn...
Is that safe?
No, not at all, actually. And this overhead light is killing me.
Like that one specifically, I don't know if that's it. You want me to turn down?
Well, so no. So we're not gonna worry about it right now.
I think, is that a meteor or a lake? I'm not...
It's neither. I
It's
don't know
an
what you're talking
impending
about.
meteor. Yeah.
Okay. So, you must use all of the white dice. How did you lose focus, camera? I don't understand. You must use all of the white dice, and the way that you use them is really straightforward. And that, they need to either come off of a existing like section or line, or you need to come off of an exit. And so the exits, there we go. I can't get it to focus any tighter, so we're just gonna live with this. So the exits are the red arrows here on your grid, and the exits have a type, so they're either road or highway. So if I wanted to, I could take this one and draw it here, like such, right? And then I could take this rail one and draw it here, like such. This one I have to use, which kind of stinks, but maybe I do this, right? And then I'm like, hey, look, this is smart, and I'll do that, right? So, but instead of like actually physically putting the dice there, I would draw them. So you either have to always build off of an exit, or you have to draw, off of an existing route. And when you draw, they recommend that, you know, you have fun, you embellish. As long as you can tell the difference between rails and roads, you're fine. I don't like to spend a lot of time, and we're not going to spend a lot of time drawing these because we're going to try and play pretty quick. But in addition to drawing them, you want to write in the upper left corner the round that you drew the thing. So this is round 1. If you're playing just the base game, there will be 7 rounds. If you're playing with any or all expansions mixed in, you're going to play 6 rounds instead of 7. So that's it. So I drew all these things. There we go. I'm going to pretend to draw... I'm not going to pretend. I'm going to draw more just so I can teach the in-game scoring. But these are obviously not being drawn as part of points.
This is cheating.
This is 100% cheating. I am just drawing this to give examples for scoring. So, let's say this would be a very tiny amount of things on my board. Okay? Don't think this is like a normal amount. This is because you're going to be drawing at least 4 things every round for either 6 to 7 rounds, depending. So this is like a very small amount of stuff. And that curve is awful. But I'm just doing it for scoring purposes. So let's say magically it was the end of the game. We would do scoring. So the very first thing you do is you look at networks of either rails or roads that are connected to exits. So they need to come in one, they need to be able to get in onto the map from one exit, and they need to be able to leave the map via another exit. And the number of exits that they can access from that network is worth more points. So this one right here, I have an exit here and I have an exit here. This road goes over, so it doesn't connect, so it doesn't count. So I have 2 exits off this network. So according to this chart right here, I will get 4 bonus points. And you do that for every network. So I have 2 networks that do that. So this one right here, I can go in and out there. So I'd actually get 8 points because I have 2 networks besides 2.
Does that one count because it's a road to rail?
Nope, doesn't matter. It's just you have to be able to enter the board via an arrow and then exit via however many arrows. So if I was to cheat more and we had this situation, right? This network would actually be connecting 3 exits. So instead of getting I would do a size 3 network, so I actually would get 8 points for this one, and then 2 points for this one, and so I would add them up. So for this score, I would get 12 points at the end of the game. Okay? Super, super easy.
Got it. That's your score for your exits.
Yeah. So that is that. Super easy, straightforward. Okay? So then the next thing is you find your longest completed, or you find your longest highway. And you count how many spaces are in your longest highway, and that's how many points you get. So right now my longest highway is 1, 2, 3, 4. Sweet. So I get 4 points for that.
So even though it's a highway to nowhere, that one we don't care about arrows.
It counts. My longest railroad is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, right? Because it's like a railroad network. So there we go. Get 12 for that. Go me. Then this one is I get 1 point for every of the center squares that I've entered. So I have built in 3 of the center squares, so I would get 3 points. It's a pretty easy one. Nice. Then you have errors. So I have an incomplete road here, and I cheated so I don't have an incomplete road there. So I would get -1 point here.
Cheating sounds like a good strategy.
Mm-hmm. Then the star is expansion points, which I haven't taught yet, so we don't have to worry about that one. Okay?
Nice.
Cool. So that's the base game. The base game, you just roll the 4 rail dice, and you play 7 rounds, and that's it. Make sure every round you mark what round you're writing stuff in. It'll help you track, like, did I use this dice yet? You can never erase a route during the game. Your score is your points added up minus your errors. The only other thing is these bonus things I haven't talked about yet. So these you can use once per round, and you just draw them. As you don't do it instead of one of these, you do it in addition to one of these. And you just use one of these. And so if you use it, you mark it off, and you only can use 3 of these a game. And max 1 per round. So there you go. And once you've marked it off, you can't use it again that game, obviously.
Very cool. So you could totally play this on like graph paper or like dotted notebook paper or whatever.
Yeah. So that is, and then these like scoring shields I like because if you're playing with other people, you can kind of be like, don't look at what I'm doing. Don't look. Well, you can look that way because you're sitting next to me. But yeah. So it's like this tells you what the distribution of the dice are, and then like this is, there we go. So these 6 are for 3 of the dice, and then these 3 are on the other die.
And they each are on the other die twice.
Yes. So. Yep. So that's the basic game of Railroad Inc. Let's talk about expansions. So, dark blue expansion is the river. So the river is really easy. You may optionally draw one or both of the rivers from the river die. The river can just be anywhere. So you can just draw a river at any point. You don't need to really worry about it. But rivers cannot go into exits, and you cannot connect them to the end of routes, because that would be awful. It would just be a train into a river. It would be a bad idea.
I think I saw that, Jeff.
So with rivers, you're just going to draw the river according to the thing. And this should be noted with all of them. You can flip or mirror any of these dice. So you can rotate them so they're left turns or right turns, it doesn't matter. For all of them. Same with the rivers. So rivers, you can, like, this square is connected to an exit, but as long as I don't make the river go into the exit, I'm fine. It's fine. Everything's fine. So this would just be me cheating and drawing a couple rivers.
But you've now blocked off that exit.
Correct. Now no one can access that exit.
Oh.
There are a couple river dice that have throughways in them. So if this river dice was up, I could over here just be like, oh, this is a road that has an overpass over a river. And that's fine, right? But I can't on one round be like, oh, I'm going to draw the river here, and then on a future round be like, oh, now it's an overpass. Nope, you can never erase any of the things in this version of the game. That's just where they are.
Foreshadowing.
So, yeah. So rivers are really easy. You just draw them. At the end of the game, you pick one of your rivers, and you will get 1 point per
square in the river.
Per square in the river. And that's basically it. If the river that you picked both enters and exits the map legally, you get 3 additional points. So, for example, if this is the river I picked, I would get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 points for that river, and it begins and ends outside the map, so I'd get an additional 3 points, so I get 8 points for this river. Go me!
And are we going to play with the rivers and the lakes, or can you combine them?
We are going to play. Yes. And you can pick whichever river you want, but it makes sense to pick the one that's either the longest or that connects to both. So if I had a shorter river, like if this was my shorter river and I had a longer one, it might make more sense for me to choose the shorter one just because it actually enters and exits. Like, you can play that by ear. So the lakes, I like the lakes a lot. So the lakes are pretty cool. So the lakes, you can draw the lake dice. When you get one, you can draw them anywhere. And some of them just have lake segments, like this is now water, right? But some of them have connections called ports. So if I were to draw this one like this, it has a road port. So I can have, on a future round, I can have a road that goes into it, right? And lakes, if you have ports off of them, grows your network. So if you have a bunch of ports going into the lake, you've grown your network by like a ton, because you can just be like, oh, this rail is connected to this highway, which is connected to this road, which is connected to this.
So if you have 2 ports on the same lake, they're connected.
Well, so this right now, these 2 lake tiles are not connected.
Well, right, but...
However, if I have a third, so let's say I have like this lake that comes out, if I have a third lake edge around a single thing, this center floods and becomes lake. So now I have this 4 square lake. And if I had like a rail line come in and be a port here, because this is illegal dice, I now have a 5 square lake, but this highway is now connected to this rail line.
Right.
So if I were to run this highway to this exit, right, run that rail line to that exit, and this highway was to go down to this one, these 2 exits are now connected via that lake.
Nice.
Which isn't super helpful, but like if I had like let's say this lake went like crazy like zigzags, right? And then there was a port over here that was a rail line. This is just lots of quick cheating. Now all of these ports are connected. So I have a size 3 network now based off of this.
Awesome. And do those count as filled in tiles for the center scoring?
Yes, they do. Yep. And I can't add anything to these tiles because they have lake in them now. So even if later I rolled like that, I couldn't be like, oh, there's room, I'll do that. You can never, if you've drawn on a grid, you can never draw in that grid again in this game.
There's environmental protection.
Yeah. At the end of the game, for your smallest lake, you will gain 1 point per square that your smallest lake occupies. So it benefits you to have either just 1 lake or to have a few lakes but are like equi-sized. So that's it. It really helps you grow networks quickly, and also is good for extra bonus points for like filling in. I like to put a lake in the center and then just have everything run into it. So yeah, that's it.
So this is, did you mention it's what, Horrible Games and Cool Mini or Not?
It's Cool Mini or Not and Horrible Games, yeah. So Horrible Games is the European distributor and Cool Mini Not is, yeah. So yeah. Cool, we ready to play? I feel really bad that it took like 20 minutes to like teach and explain that. I feel like I should discuss the Meteor ones now too.
Maybe, yeah.
Okay. So this is the blue version. I'm just gonna really quickly teach the Meteor version. I'm gonna do it on a red sheet so people don't get confused. So the red is exactly the same base game, exactly the same scoring. The difference is it has 2 mini expansions, one which is meteors and one which is lava lakes. Yeah. So I'm gonna start with meteors. It's really easy. So at the beginning of the game, you have a meteor. So with these ones, these dice, if you play with them, they're not optional. So there's going to be a meteor that hits you every round. Oh, well, there we go. So this one, the meteor, you always start from the center of your board, and the die that shows the meteor shows which direction, which is really small on this camera. But for this one, I pick the direction, so we're gonna cheat and say it's this one. So this says down 2. So starting from here, a meteor is gonna hit 1, 2, down 2 from the center. So I draw a crater, and that's where the meteor is. Then we would play the game. So I'd be like, oh, I'm gonna draw a rail here, or a road here, and I'll have a rail here, and like a rail here, and whatever, right? Like that. And then, let's say, on a future turn, I'm rolling. Oh no! That's not what I wanted. I cheat. I cheat and say, oh no, it's going to hit me. There we go. There we go. Okay, so now this is where the meteor hit last time. So now this round, the meteor is going to go to the right of where it hit last time, the number of spaces depicted. So it's going to go 3 this way. So 1, 2, 3. So now the meteor is going to hit here. So I erase whatever I drew before, and I put a meteor crater, and I put the dot here to say the meteor's here now, and I erased the dot from where the meteor was. So on a future round, the meteor is going to be coming from this tile and going out. If the meteor would need to go off a wall, it'll bounce off the wall and go the opposite direction to finish its movement. If a meteor would crash to where it was previously, it would just it would continue moving in the direction until it found a free space, and if it had to bounce, it would bounce and then continue moving in the opposite direction until it found a free space. So that's meteors. At the end of the game, you score points. So you score points, 1 point for every rail, or like every road or rail that dead ends into a crater. Because the idea is that the meteors crash. It's really bad. Except for now you're mining those spots for resources.
I thought you were going to say tourist attractions.
That, I mean, is also, yeah.
Or maybe that's the lava lakes. Spoilers.
Yeah. Sorry, it's 2 points per that crashes that way. So there you go. Which makes it a little bit more worth it. So there you go. If you want, at any point during the round, let's say I'm playing and I'm like, oh, I really want to put a rail line through here, you can erase an existing meteor spot. That's fine, to build through it. But you're just erasing a spot that could potentially be mined for resources.
And why would you give up mining for resources?
Exactly. Well, and also, like, if the meteor had crashed into that spot, right, and I had this rail line here, I don't get an error for that, but if I erase it and I don't fill in that spot, I will get an error for it now. So if I clean up the destruction of the meteor, and then I don't build in the spot, I'll get a penalty for that. The only other thing with the meteors is if at the beginning of the round you decide you don't want to have a meteor hit you in the face, you can spend one of your free special spots to just ignore the meteor that round. So I could be like, oh, that meteor is going to hit this crucial intersection. Nope. And I could use one of my 3 potential special
And
things.
you don't place that special.
Yeah.
You're just, like, wasting it. Got it.
Oh, I keep going below. Thank you, Mur. Thank you. I will do that.
Oh, yeah. Dark spot. Good call.
The funny thing is like, from the angle I'm sitting on, it's not super dark. Oh, that's a trick of the light. Okay. Here, I'll cheat. There we go. Yep, just drawn on the table. It's cool. Okay. So, that is the meteors. Super easy, super straightforward meteors. You have to deal with destruction that is coming your way. So,
just like in real life.
For lava lakes, if you're playing with lava lakes, you must always, every round, use one of the lava dice. You can't decide not to use lava. You have to do one. But at the beginning of the game, you start with a volcano in the very center of your board. And it's got lava. No!
I really do want to see Dante's Inferno again.
It's Dante's Peak.
Dante's Peak? Oh.
And this lava is spreading. So every round you have to decide where the lava is going to spread. So if this were the die roll, I would pick one of these options, and you always must spread the lava off of a free side. So right now I have 4 free sides for my lava to flow from. Let the lava flow. So I could be like, oh, I'm going to pick this one. So I would draw it like that. So I'd be like, oh, so this is now a lava. So now I have 2 sides the lava can flow off of. But this side right here, this one right here, is now safe from the lava. Okay? And that's, so every round you do that. And you must put lava connected to pre-existing lava lakes, like you just have to. That's the rule. If you can't, if you can't draw a free space, so let's say, for example, I've been really great at my lava protection, I don't know, and like this is my lava lake, so I can't grow anymore, I don't have any more, or maybe this is the situation.
I thought you were gonna say there's no more lava, but that's not what you're gonna say.
No. So like, these have all been protected, but I have like this train route that's going, and like this is a free lava side right here, this edge right here, but there's a train route here. And it's my only option. I can either destroy this route and have the lava lake grow into it, because why would you not, right? Or I can make a second volcano. So if you can't extend a lake that you already have, you either need to erase an existing route, or you have to make a secondary volcano, or a tertiary volcano.
And so if you were
you
were completely sealed, you'd have to make a new volcano.
Yes, exactly. So if you're too efficient with containing your lava lake, you must make a volcano. The molten bursts out from someplace. Yeah. So there's that. So you always want to make sure if you're doing the lava lake, you have a place for it to grow and kind of ooze into. At the end of the game, you get 5 points for each lava lake without any open sides. So that's even grosser. Like, you want to contain the lava because you get more points for that. So if you have a lot of volcanoes with little lakes, that's a lot of points, right? Alternatively, you will get 1 point for every square in your largest lava lake.
You do score both of those?
Yes. So you'll get points for your largest lava lake, and you'll get points for every contained lava lake. So it's like the opposite of the water lakes.
Why does anyone still live in this town?
And the weird thing is you're building the town around the volcano. That's the weirdest part. So yeah. I feel like that one's like needs to be played the most. Alright. Which do you want to play first? Do you want to play red or blue?
I kind of want to play the blue one.
Or do we each play
each
one
play
and
one?
one?
That's what I was going to say. If
So we would roll the yellow dice, but then I would play red dice and you would play blue dice.
do you want to play blue instead so you don't have meteors destroying your city?
I've played blue before, and I feel like blue is a little easier for your first one.
Got it.
Because you're not dealing with meteors and volcanoes.
Okay, so this is silly. Yeah, we'll just each
do that.
Play one.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to play the red, and Steve's going to play the blue. And then if you're playing at home, play whichever version you're playing. We're going to be rolling dice for either. This is amazing that we can do this. So we're going to roll all of these dice, and we're going to set them out. So the main ones will be up here that you have to use, and then the expansions one will be here. If you're playing red, you must have the meteor, and you must do the lava lake. This is going to be awful.
I'm annoyed because it was totally crisp, and then now it's not.
If you're playing with the rivers, if you're playing the blue, these are all optional. So you can do both, you could do one, you could do neither. But these are never optional. Okay? Remember, because we're playing with expansions, we're only going to play 6 rounds. You can only use these bonus things 3 times max. Once, you can use each once, but you can only use 3 maximum.
Didn't Philback says it's Hawaii? I guess
it is Hawaii, yeah.
I sent you that picture of me falling into the caldera, right? From the volcano.
Yes, when you were in Hawaii.
Yeah, when we were in Hawaii.
Yes, you did, because you're a massive dork, and you drove several hours to the other side of the island while I sat by a pool so you could take that picture. This is in fact true. Yes.
Totally worth it.
And it was totally worth it for me to stay by the pool. I stand by that. We each had a great day.
So you were playing the blue edition and I was playing the red edition.
Yeah, we were, yeah. And now we're swapping. Okay, so this is the first round. So you can draw these in whatever order you want. So you can do the white ones first, or you can mix and match. I'm gonna deal with my meteors first. Oh, and I have a giant volcano in the center, which has meteors raining down from it. So this is great. I'm really excited for this. Okay. So, for the lava lake,
and I
have to draw at least once. I don't have to draw both. I have to do at least one though, and they're the same. So I'm just gonna do one.
Can I pick a lake and a river die, or I have to choose?
You can do both. You can do all 4 if you want. Yeah, blue is like, do what you want. Do it. Just do what feels right. Just let it flow.
Oh, I cheated already.
How did you cheat already?
I just drew in the center.
Yes. So, well, so lakes you can draw anywhere.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. They don't need to connect to existing routes or lakes, so you can draw lakes anywhere. These need to be drawn someplace that makes sense. But my meteor, so this is a really interesting one. How do meteors interact with lava? That's a question.
Obviously, the meteors crash into the lava and make a volcano. If I've learned anything.
I mean, I guess the meteors don't care about the lava lake? It says you must erase the routes, but it doesn't say whether or not you erase the lava. I feel like the lava lake would just not care.
Yeah.
So I can use the lava lakes to absorb the meteors? Oh. And the lava lake could, like, go over the craters. I'm gonna do, so this meteor was any direction, one from the center. So this is that, and this was my first lava. And now I actually have to care about the routes. So I'm gonna say that this highway is just going straight for Lava Town. That's a bad idea. I'm gonna do this highway here.
I feel like
this highway.
Like you're saying it's Lava Town, but I think your town is Lava Town.
I'm saying, well, this is Lava Town.
You know, I think I'm spoiled by roll and rights that don't have a name your city spot to write in.
Because we don't have to name our cities?
Yeah.
You're spoiled? I feel like I've been cheated.
No, I'm saying I've been spoiled by the games that let us name our cities.
Oh, I get it. Look, we're trying to do this whole stream without comparing this game to another roll and write that we happen to be somewhat closely affiliated with. It's the goal of the game. Also, if you're curious, we're playing Newton later tonight. John's gonna come over in like 25 minutes, and we're gonna play Newton, which I should probably tweet. Did you do all the rails? You didn't do all the rails.
You pick one.
No, these you have to do all of them.
Oh, I thought you said you pick one earlier. Oh, God.
No.
Okay,
you must do all of them.
This game got harder.
This is why I was saying your AP is going to be really bad. You must do all of them. So you can pick one or all or none of these. I can pick one of these or do both. But these we must both do. Words. I like it, Mer. Water's like me. It's lazy. Boy, it's always looking for the easiest way to do things. So true. I love that we can play this way.
It's pretty ridiculous. Our scores are going to be apples to oranges, but you know what? That's fine.
I think it would more be like blueberries to strawberries. I told him before we played that he was going to have intense AP with this game.
I'm like, no, but it's fine.
Yeah. Nope. Turns out. Intense AP. We crazy. We crazy. We crazy. I don't know why my calendar came up. I was like, yeah, I'll tweet this picture. Calendar. How does this compare to Steamrollers? Steamrollers is very different because it's drafting.
Okay, I'm finally done.
This is more similar to Welcome To, which is the one we're avoiding talking about.
This is more like place everything to not screw yourself later.
Yeah, which is what Welcome To is more like. Steamrollers, you have that, but you draft in Steamrollers.
What's the what's Sunflower Valley? That's the other one that's also similar, where like you're drafting and trying to make sure you don't draft into
Sunflower Valley is closer to Steamrollers. By the way, you are now a subscriber to the Brothers Murph. Am I? Okay. We're both playing. I thought I already was.
Are you done?
Yes. So yeah, tonight's just like Simon night. We're gonna be playing this, and then we're gonna play Newton next, which I'm really excited about.
Are there any...
I'm excited about this too.
Is there going to be like an expansion to the expansion where creatures come out of the lakes? Like Loch Ness or whatever?
I don't know. Is this what we got?
Yeah.
Oh.
I was thinking maybe there'd be a sea monster expansion.
That's horrible game ideas.
I mean, it goes with the... Yeah. Yeah. Okay. There's also 2 caps on these pens,
So there's the eraser cap, and then there's like the short cap. But the eraser cap doesn't seal them all the way. It's really confusing me. Anyway. New dice! So again, you must use the white ones. We're on round 2. If you're playing the red edition with me, your meteor goes to the right 1, which means my meteor hits here. And your lava lake can go by a highway. Oh, or it spreads magically like squeaks through. I'm gonna have it squeak through over here. Like that. I mean, this is kind of similar to Avenue from like the map spatial things. Way more similar to Avenue than Steamroller.
If I were playing it for the first time, I would probably want to play without the expansions. Just for my AP. This is fine.
Yep, that's fine, he says. So I definitely did that one. This one's really tempting because it grows off a highway. But I'm going to do these highways first. I was really hoping for a T intersection here. You got to watch out with the dry erase. You'll erase yourself. But I didn't get a T intersection, which sucks. So I'm going to do that rail T intersection. Okay, I'm going to have a road coming out of another direction. Actually, you know what? I'm not going to do that. I'm going to use my points. Punks, to use that one. So I'm going to have a T intersection for my highway. Now.
I'm also going to do that one.
And then I can be like, oh, hey, we're just driving along near this volcano. It's cool. My roads are a little special. So I now have screwed this connection, which stinks. Maybe I want to do that. I'm giving him flack for AP, and then I've erased twice, so I can't be too upset. I'll do this up here. And then interestingly, I think I'm going to cap this lava. I'm going to use the other lava lake to cap this here. And then it has a highway attached to it. And then I'll use this one here to be like, it's a highway rail. Okay. There we go. Done everything I needed to legally do. Including drawing extra. I'm ready. Next dice. Yeah, the red version you have to deal with what you add in. But the blue one, it's all optional. But I like the way that you can build the networks off of the lake. So Steve's going for the center lake.
I'm not doing very well at it.
Well, we have 4 more rounds. Alright, so if you're playing the Meteor edition... Oh, wow. So the Meteor is going to go 2 to the right. So if you're playing Meteors with me, the Meteor goes 2 to the right. So it is there. And then the lava will flow.
So this floods now, because I've done this on 3 sides.
You have, yeah. So you now have a center lake. Congrats. I don't like any of these things. I will do the road here. I gotta decide where I'm gonna flow this lava. Well, this actually worked out, because now there's a crater there, so it's cool. It's cool to have a crater. I'll do that one here. My town, we like force you to change transportation types when you come into the city for just no reason. Ooh, but then I can use that rail to connect that. Yeah. And I guess I'll do this rail here. I'll do it here. And I still have to deal with the lava. Have not dealt with the lava situation yet. But 1, 2, 3, 4. I've done all of my mandatory rails. I just have to do lava. And I'm gonna have like a lot of meteor destruction over here, which kind of stinks because that's where I was focusing on. So I'm gonna have the lava grow like here. Sure. That seems like a great idea. Whoa. So, with this game, you can play the red edition player boards with the blue edition dice. So you could play with up to 12 people if you had both copies of the game. But if you had multiple copies of each game, you could just play with as many people had stuff. So, yeah. According to the rules, I don't know if you can combine. Craters do not connect networks, but you can't combine the red and the blue edition for the expansions.
That would be
because that'd be crazy. But I don't see why you can't. I feel like they maybe tried it and were like, balancing isn't great. But
it's probably just not enough squares. Like maybe if you were on graph paper and you just make a bigger map.
Yeah, maybe.
You know.
Okay, so the meteor is going down too. Yay! It totally avoided hitting anything. I need a red dry erase marker for the lava. That would be a good idea. Okay, so my crater, it goes 2 down, so it's there. It's avoiding everything, it's a miracle. And I'm really upset because this lava would flow perfectly along this highway. So I'm actually gonna make this lava flow over this crater. Just hear me out. And I'm gonna do it like this. So this is just lava. Because lava can flow over craters, and you can erase craters. Remember, you can erase craters.
Does your lake have to be completed?
There's no errors for having uncompleted lakes. So no. Yeah, there's no errors for having uncompleted lakes. Those are just beaches. For having uncompleted lava lakes, there's an error. Well, it's not an error, but they don't count for the bonus. Which is pretty great. Open lava lake sides count as errors. Great. Great. So I have to contain this mess. Is there... Okay, so I can connect that one, and I'll be golden. And then I could connect that one, and then I'd be golden. And I can do a new lava. It's great. Okay, so I dealt with my meteors, and now I have to care about the roads. Oh, yes, that's perfect. Okay, so I can do that to connect that. Then I can do that to connect that. And I actually don't have many railroads. So we'll go there. Does the lava have like a railroad? It does, but it's straight. I'm gonna have this one go like that. Zena, you don't need anything. You just want. So there we go.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay.
Wow. Okay. And you've used all your specials.
I have.
Okay.
It was necessary. We found the T road. That hasn't come up yet.
Ooh, yeah.
Oh, oops. Sorry.
Okay.
I might have.
Well, it's gonna bounce and hit out this road. So the meteor will go down 3. So it's gonna bounce. So it's gonna go 1, 2, 3. So it's just gonna land back where it was. So it's fine. It's fine by me. It's absolutely perfect.
Okay, well, I need to do this.
And then lava. Yes, I wanted that one. I'm just gonna do that.
One more round after this?
We have one more round after this, and I need to cap off this lava lake with that round. So I'm really hoping we do that. Definitely not gonna finish that rail network. Ooh! But I can do that. I'm just like throwing lava everywhere. It's great. Yeah, Zizi? So I can have this, ooh, yeah, T intersection like that. Because if it goes into a crater, it's not points. This red edition's not as awful. It's like, it's not as bad as I thought. Like, you deal with the disaster to make sure you don't get as many negative points. Oh, but I'm gonna make that crater go away. Oh, it's gonna suck. Never mind. Everything's awful. It doesn't care about loops. You, they don't, it's unique exits. So, yeah. For longest routes, it's unique squares. So I would just, if I made this a loop, if I made this my longest route, I would just get 4 points for it. So, yeah. Damn. Dang it. And then I guess I'll do that one, get this highway going someplace. I could make a loop here. I was hoping not to make a loop there. Xena, just hang out, kid. I'm gonna do that one to do the big T, which stinks because I'm going into a lava flow with it, but it's cool. It doesn't actually help me at all. Never mind. I won't do that. I'll just make a loop. Boosh.
So question. Oh, no, never mind. Okay, so I've...
Yeah, it would only be a 1 network, so it doesn't count for any network points.
So this...
Which kind of stinks. I wanted to connect it, but it's just not going to happen.
Basically, I have to place that train die.
You have to, yes.
But I could terminate it at one of these lakes if I wanted.
Only if you have a... Yes, because you have... Yeah, so you could make another lake and then have it come off of that route.
But then I'd screw my lake scoring, so I'm just going to do that.
You
because this is actually the only place that... So 1, 2, 3...
Okay, we done?
1, 2, 3, 4... Oh, this was 5. Okay, I have 5 5s. I'm good.
Okay. Please roll, Monsieur Big Hands.
Really, my name? Alright. Okay, I think this is everything that I wanted in life.
This is everything I didn't want in life.
This is the last round?
It is. Ah, the one meteor connection I was getting points for, just the meteor wiped it out.
Do you lose points for rivers that are
no. Do you get errors for rivers? You do.
Yes.
You do get an error for rivers.
And what's the error?
-1 point. It just counts towards your error points, okay. Which is -1 per error.
That's worth it.
You could just not do the river.
No, but I want to connect that to my network.
Got it. Got it. So this lava flow takes out this crater, which sucks for me, but it makes this lava lake finished, which is worth 5 points, and then I would get 1 point per square that it occupies. So I'm cool with that. So my lava's done, my meteor's done. Now I have to do all the roads and rails. Okay. So this is gonna turn into. This is gonna be the 6th road. Great.
What happens if you can't place?
I'm gonna do, hang on. I'm doing that to do a rail there. And then I'm gonna do, oh, I don't have another road. I'm gonna do the road rail there. And then I'll do the road rail intersection, which is that one. Oh my goodness, Dina! That was a new sound. Did she go potty? So that's definitely gonna be an error right there.
I think she wants dinner.
Okay. And then I think the only one I have to draw last is one more just straight rail. Which just has to go over here. Hang on, Zizi. So that's gonna be an error. Okay. But I did my meteors and I did my lava.
So what happens if I just barely can, but what would happen if I couldn't like place a rail? Like if I had no open spots to place a rail.
You can have it coming off of you can't draw it. You just don't draw it. If it's impossible, you just don't do it. Also, it's important to note that that's an error.
Oh no, I know.
I don't know if you can even draw that way.
Oh yeah, that's a good point.
You cannot. You can't even draw that.
Nope. You can't make a connection. Okay, so that's a good rule to know. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4.
You could, so Charles is asking how to get people in his building to know that they're not playing Scrabble, and you could just be like, hobby game nights, and like, do the flyer listing like a hot game that you think people might want to play. So be like, come play new modern board games. Something like that. Are you done? I'm gonna let your dog out. What do you AP?
No, I think it's just I placed this river, but I think I actually need to place this straight. So
The straight road?
Yeah, because I didn't actually place that this round.
You want to go outside?
Okay, I totally see why you have to mark down which round you drew stuff in.
Is that what you want? No, she doesn't want outside at all.
Yep.
Spoilers, she doesn't actually want to go outside.
She just wants dinner.
Okay, so now we're going to score. So now you look at each of your networks and you see how many they're connected to. This one...
What was the thing about rivers? Oh, no, never mind.
This one, it's only connected to one exit, so it doesn't count as a network, so I don't even worry about it. This one on this side goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that one's... I did the wrong cap again, just every time. That one's going to be 5 network. This one is 1, 2, 3, 4. So for my network score, I get 28. And then I pick one of my roads, my highways, and I count my longest highway. So this goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Is it just the number of squares in it?
Yes. That they could get to via that connected segment of highway. Then same for my rails, and my rails are not nearly as good. I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Half tiles count, so that's a 6. And then I used almost all of my inner. I have 2 spaces that weren't consumed by the lava lake, so I will get 7 for that one. And then for errors, I have 1 there, 1 there, 1 here. And that's it. So I lose 3 points. And then for the red scoring, I don't have any dead ends going up against craters. The one I had got erased, so it didn't matter. But for my lava lake, I get 5 points for every completely enclosed lava lake. So I only have 1 lava lake, and it is completely enclosed, so I get 5 points for that. And then I get 1 point per tile my largest completed lava lake takes up. So I get... It's 9. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Oh, is this is legal, right?
So I get 5 plus 9. So I would get 14.
Connecting the lake to something that's not a lake because it's just a beach.
Sure. Yeah, that's fine. Because you just have a beach on that edge. That's how I played it last time. So my total score is these numbers added up. While Steve does his. So for Steve's... So Steve's, the network is the same. So do your networks.
Frustratingly, this network is only connected to 11 instead of 12. So I only get 40 points.
Because the stupid lake. Damn lakes.
And then my longest road is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So it's just 7 points. And then this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, does this count? Because it's a square.
As what?
Continuing my rail.
No, because it's an interchange. When you have the black, it doesn't. Yeah.
So it's just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5 for rail, and then in the center I have 7. Then errors, I do have quite a bit. I have 1, 2, 3.
It's only a minus 1 point per.
So, hello, dog. And then special scoring. What was it again? 1 point per square in my largest lake?
Smallest, actually.
Smallest lake. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then, what was it for river?
So you pick one of your rivers and you get 1 point per in that river, and then you get 3 bonus points if that river is connected, if it flows in and out of the board.
So 7 and 8 is 15 points.
How many errors did you get? Because it's
3.
just a weird squiggle.
1, 2, 3 errors.
Okay.
Oh, so wait, I couldn't have done this either.
Done what? That's fine because they don't connect.
because it's not going into.
Yeah, you're not trying to connect them.
What did you say, weird squiggle?
Your 3 doesn't look like a 3.
Oh.
I played the railroad. It's funny because we're comparing. This is interesting because we'll see if our scores compare even though we're playing different editions.
10, 25, 30, 30 and 40, 70, 77.
I got 62.
So that's in the ballpark.
But I had to deal with a lava lake.
Hey.
And I had to deal with a meteor. So. So basically we soloed together.
You were on fire tonight.
I was. And Steve's gonna erase this. So we soloed railroading together. Which I think is a very interesting. We play. Well, it's like.
Verse says the 2 lake edges aren't errors. You said lake edges aren't errors, right?
Correct. Lake edges are not errors. They just become beaches. Yeah. So. Lakes, because if you have like a normal water lake and there's an edge of it, that's just a beach and you're fine. If you have a lava lake and there's an edge of it, apparently it's not a beach. Apparently it's just a death trap. So
it's not a lava beach?
Yeah, there you go. So that's Railroad Inc. Both the blue and the red edition at the same time. What?
But you didn't think we were going to do that because we didn't.
I didn't think I was, no. I thought we were going to play them one after another. But that worked out really well.
Mm-hmm.
I liked that method of playing.
Yeah, you got to explain everything. And one thing that I will say is kind of funny is just the amount of times I had it where it's like 2 squares of road, some railroad, and then back to the road again. Or like a couple squares of road, then railroad, then back to the road. But like once the network is built, it actually looks pretty neat.
Yeah, it does.
Like, and yours is cool because it's like going around the lava lake.
I was trying to avoid it.
Yeah, and then mine is like everything is going to the center. So it's like we have 2 very different.
Thanks for watching, Mur. Yeah. So it's designed by how did we decide it was pronounced?
Probably Hjalmar
Hotch and Lorenzo Silva. And it's published by Horrible Games and Simon Games in the US. And each edition is $20 on their own. And the idea is that you get whichever one you think the playstyle wise you would be interested in. But you can play them together. So basically, you can play with as many players have a player sheet and a pen. So if you want to get additional player sheets and pens by buying a different edition of the game, you can do that. And then you would get the expansions. So again, the only difference between the two is the expansions, which do play pretty differently. As you can see, Steve and I were having to consider different things as we were playing. Interestingly, our scores are kind of similar. I feel like my meteor just hung out over here the entire game. I feel like if my meteor was elsewhere, if it was actually going around more, I would.
Yeah, we got similar points. We both had 7 in the center. We both had 3 errors. You had 14, I had 15 specials, and then you had 10 and 6 on your longest.
Yeah, you just networked way better than I did because you didn't have. You had the lake, which the whole point is the lake helps you network. Yeah. Whereas I had a lake that does the opposite of helping you network. So I'm pretty proud that I got that close to you with that lake.
I think it was probably a little harder for you if you've also played before. But yeah.
So yeah, there you go.
I also like the fact that because you could just play it.
You could play solo.
Well, you could play solo, but you could play it, like you could do a play along. You could have a big event where, as long as people could see the dice, like you wouldn't need boards for everybody.
Yeah, and there's more games like Avenue welcomes you, where you can play with as many people have like things of the game. So Avenue or Kodama.
Kokoro Avenue, the Kodama. I think.
Yeah, Kokoro Avenue of the Kodama, Railroad Inc. and Welcome to are all games that, and Karuba are all games that you can play with as many people as you want. This game in particular, you have no rules modifications needed to play with as many people as you want. Welcome to, we modified the rules on the reshuffling of objectives. With Avenue, I guess actually with Avenue there's no rules adjustments needed either. But with Karuba we have to do a rules modification for the gyms.
Yeah. One thing that's interesting about this is this does show the difference between this and the like drafting style roll and rights like Steamrollers and Sunflower Valley is those people do physically need to be there, and whereas this they can play as long as they have a sheet.
Yeah. Well, and so that's there's a lot of roll and rights coming out, but there is differences between them. Don't worry about that. There's differences between different styles of roll and rights. There's roll and rights that use dice. There's roll and rights that use drafting. There's roll and rights that use more of like a bingo method, which is what this one uses. I feel like this might be the first dice one I've played that uses a bingo method. Most of the roll and rights that we've played that have dice in them, they don't do a bingo method. They do a drafting method for the dice. So I think it's an interesting. I think that it works. I think that the dice are big enough they can be seen. Could they be bigger? Could the contrast be better? Yes, but
the other thing is it is all simultaneous play. So if people are AP prone, the length of that round is the length of the longest person's turn. It's not like you have to wait for everybody to sequentially say draft a die or whatever, which wouldn't be great at a huge player count, but this is just wait till everybody.
Quinto uses bingo method.
Oh, neat.
Quinto. I don't think we've played Quinto yet. Quinto's a newer one. Yeah. I think Quinto just came out with Pandasaurus, is what it was. But there is that. We're going to quickly scarf down dinner, and then we're actually going to play Newton, because John's here. So we're actually going to change the cameras, and we're going to set up Newton, also from Simon, coming to stores in September. This is a more heavy Euro game. It's by New Store Mangon and Simone Luciani. Sorry.
Luciani.
Luciani. We're gonna be playing this next. If you're interested in that, hang out. We'll be back. If you're watching live. If you're watching in the future, there's just a video up and you can go watch the playthrough of Newton.
We're about 10 seconds away from dogs barking because John is here.
John is here! So I'm going to shut down the camera.
Yeah.
We'll be back. Okay. If you're watching live, just hang out in the chat. Otherwise, if you like this video, feel free to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to see more, yada, yada, yada. Okay, goodbye! Bye.